One down the blocks here at the Michigan Athletic Club in East Lansing following Michigan's come-from-behind victory, you have to call. They were down 5 with about 90 seconds to go against those pesky Penn State Nittany Lions.
Yeah.
Tom Crawford here with CY, the former Michigan pivot man. You know, I've come to the conclusion, Chris Young, that I'm seeing you on TV a lot lately. And the reason I'm seeing you on TV a lot in 2000, because they're showing, I think Michigan State fans are feeling this national championship looming.
Well, they're feeling it, and Jason Richardson.
Yeah, okay. So I'm seeing Jason Richardson dunks, and there are breakaways that are blazing by you. But you're really, but I'm telling you what, you are really good at, CY. You are good at collecting the ball out of the net and inbounding it.
Yes,
they're clean.
There was a game that we played at Breslin one year.
Was that just being mean, Jeremy Norquist?
It's just facts. You know, the team broke the assist record and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm on that video all the time.
There's
the ball
45.
Out of the net, taken out of bounds. Like
he's really good at taking it.
I was.
That's his.
Hey,
you know, everybody's got a core strength.
I was good at that.
Everybody's got a core strength, and that's your core strength.
Yep. Following directions.
Putting the ball in play with nobody contending you.
Yes.
You got that down to a science.
I had that figured out back in the early 2000s.
He's always been a pace guy. Now we know why.
All right. We're gonna break down this. Okay. Mark Dodson, Michigan alumnus and highly opinionated about this basketball team. You don't hold anything back. And you break down everything, including the post-game interviews with Dusty May.
Yeah.
He didn't answer your question. Just a team, he didn't answer your question, you say. Okay.
He didn't answer.
Okay.
And you let him get away with it.
Well, yeah.
Like you was at
I'm soft.
Pie Company with
those
women.
Yeah, maybe I'm soft. Maybe I'm soft like this Michigan basketball team, so I fit right in. Okay, your assessment of this win last night. Now Wolverines are now 15-5, 7-2 in Big Ten play.
It's a good win. Cause any win for these guys are good, especially with the stretch coming up. Because you know you can probably spit it off off the top of your head.
Yeah.
Who they got left?
Well, they got Rutgers at the rack.
Saturday.
Well, they play them at the rack. They don't get to play them at MSG. How handy it is, Michigan State. Yeah. And then they got then Oregon next
at
home.
Yep.
And then I think it's at Indiana. Is it at Indiana or Ohio State? It's at Indiana, and then you got Purdue at home.
Tough.
Yeah. Purdue at home is.
And then Maryland's mixed in there, and then Sparty's mixed in there.
Act like you.
Oh, and you got Michigan State 2 games home and away. I'm fearing 2 L's, and Illinois coming to Chrysler. Okay, tough. So when you say tough, Mark Dodson, I'm gonna.
They could all be L's.
Force you an opinion.
They could all be L's.
Or it could be 3-quarter wins.
L's.
Or they could be.
Well, who you got the wins against?
There's no guarantee
you got
wins.
the sure enough wins? Who you got
Sure enough wins? There's no sure enough.
But who you got the sure enough losses? That's the other question, counselor.
They're gonna lose.
Guaranteed. Give me some guaranteed L's.
I would expect they would lose to Purdue. I would expect
at home.
At home. I would expect they're gonna lose to Illinois at
home.
I would expect they're gonna lose to Michigan State.
At home.
Both at home.
That's 4 losses there. We're at 6. How about Maryland at home?
Loss.
Oh my God, you are freaking doom and gloom, dude. Man alive, you do not believe in this.
Hold on a second. You expect they're gonna beat Maryland?
At home? Yeah.
Okay. You
Yeah.
expect they're gonna beat Illinois at home?
No.
You expect they're gonna beat Michigan State at home?
No.
You expect they're gonna beat Oregon at home?
They'll beat Oregon at home.
They could beat Oregon at home.
Oh, Jesus.
And where's the
are you starting to sing NIT right now? Is that where you're at with this team?
Indiana games at Indiana.
I don't know how that.
Indiana on the road?
On the road.
Loss.
Yeah, so there's 10 games left in Michigan's schedule.
Oh
What do you
shit!
think,
According to
500?
Mark Dodson, the wins have ended for the University of Michigan here, right? That's what I'm gathering from Mark Dodson.
You got some stone.
Well, I mean, come on. I mean, what wins do you? I mean, do you think they're going to win
They
any?
go 500 rest of the way. NCAA?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. They'll have 20 wins in the Big Ten.
I'm telling you, Cleveland State is now better. I mean, they're on a run. And then Xavier beat UConn. I mean, those are all little, increments that can.
Crumbs.
Yeah, that can add to your net or your Ken Palm.
How's Arkansas doing? No. Yeah, how's Arkansas doing? How's
They lost that Boogie Flan, so
Wake Forest doing?
Not good.
How
That was a bad loss. The weight gain was bad.
Oklahoma.
And
The weight game's looking bad and worse and worse now.
How about Oklahoma?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I'll have to check that.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about Wisconsin's playing well?
Yeah, so that's a good thing.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
That's a good one.
And Iowa's always solid.
Man, they got to do something
So-
different. I put it this way: if they play like they played against Penn State last night, in these
They're not gonna win another game.
In these remaining games,
Yeah.
they're going to lose most of them.
Well, yeah, if you look at the Penn State box score from last night,
You got 6
Michigan
games.
lost every category except for the turnovers.
6 on. They got.
Penn State shot better from the field. They shot better from 3. Michigan was abysmal from the free throw line. They got out-rebounded.
Right.
The only thing they didn't do is Michigan only turned the ball over 9 times, and they forced 18 turnovers.
And at halftime-
that's how they won it.
And at halftime, they were out rebounded 20-9.
Yeah.
That was addressed.
They were getting crushed.
Yeah.
And
And then they couldn't make free throws, which doesn't make any sense.
And all of these teams they're about to play are better than Penn State.
No question about it.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeremy Nordquist, your clear-minded thoughts about Michigan. You don't have any particular ties. You respect them, but you're not a Michigan fan. Is that a fair statement? Okay.
I don't. I think anytime you win any Big Ten game, that's a big win.
Okay.
I don't see I was wrong about Michigan State as far as. I still don't think. Anyways, I
What
think
was
it's
it?
going to be a.
You think? I mean,
I
okay.
think it's going to be a split.
Brace yourself.
Why don't we for the new audience? Why don't we explain how?
Well, yeah, Jeremy had Michigan sweeping Michigan State. Did you?
I did, but they've kind of gone away. Michigan has gone away from everything they've done in the past. Now it seems like I don't know what's going on with Danny Wolf. That frustrates.
And Vlad was sicker than a dog. He comes out with him. I looked over at the bench. He was like,
out there playing.
it looked like he needed oxygen.
Right.
Do you look?
Right. I just think that I think Danny Wolf is a pro. I thought he was going to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's been doing lately. I don't know. He doesn't have the ball in his hands. It feels like a ton anymore. And I get it because he turned the ball over so many times.
Yeah.
And so now they've gone to Trey Donaldson, who's at the end of the game that was impressive. In the last 5 minutes, he had to do with every part of his scoring. So he had to either assist or scored. He scored the last 7, but assisted the one before. So the last 5 minutes, he was doing it.
40 minutes.
This is great content because we had 3 conversations at the same time, so the fans get 3 times as much content. That's okay.
Sorry, we were stepping all over you, Jay.
That's okay. It's all right. And no
So,
one cares
you know-
what I say anyway. It's fine.
You consider that disrespectful?
I don't care. I mean,
Where's White Rock?
listen. Here's the thing. If you consider it disrespectful, you'll start fighting with Dot, and then we'll,
No,
That'll be the whole thing.
it'll be a big thing. Yeah. So
Yes.
I mean that's that's what's So no, but I think Michigan is in a. Listen, this is the negative about bringing a whole new team in. This is the negative. They look good, and now they're looking not so good when it comes up against better competition.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think that they've won 15 games. I just saw. I think in the end, I think they win 21 games.
I do too, which is 13-7, I think,
keep
in Big Ten play.
Keep the camera on Jeremy.
Okay.
I talked to a coach.
Why isn't it on you? You're talking.
No, I talked to a coach yesterday.
Oh, you want to hear his reaction?
Yes, I talked to a coach.
Okay, now we got a floor director here besides a lawyer. Okay, go ahead.
I talked to a coach yesterday, and I said, "Explain why we're seeing something different out of Michigan." And he said, "Big Ten play is different.
Yeah.
It's a different basketball when you come in the conference, in this conference, more physical, etc. Better coaches,
Better scouting.
that scout and diagnose your stuff." So, would you agree with that assessment?
I would be, and the guy that can answer that the best is CY. But the problem is that I see it is that I always talk to Chris about this. Eastern Michigan basketball versus Michigan. Back in the day, it was closer. But my point is that when you watch these when you talk about high major basketball and mid-major and some of these teams, it's just totally different. You got length. You got someone like CY. I'm never seeing anybody like CY that can move like CY that's that big, that playing at a smaller school. You get dogs, and you've always had that at a high major.
Yeah.
It's the truth, and I'm not trying to.
But that's what we're saying about the Big Ten is that you're not playing against those, the 6'6" centers.
That's right.
Where Vlad's just beasting these guys.
Right.
And now Michigan's really gotten away from, okay, Vlad was sick yesterday, whatever, but they've really gotten away from that 4-5 high ball screen, which was very successful against
Well,
a
they
lot
caught
of these other
on.
teams.
They caught
but
on
now-
defending because they
now
bring a
it's-
guy in the backside.
Well, now it's getting scouted, and Penn State had a 7-footer and a 6'10" guy guarding it, which is a heck of a lot easier to switch that into.
Northwestern stopped the 4-5.
Northwestern stopped it, but like if you're playing against some of these lower, these mid-major schools, they've got a 6'6" center and a 6'5" 4-man, and it's like, okay, that's going to work all day, every day because you just lob the ball up there. So
But
it's the size and the skill and again, Tom's favorite word, the physicality of the Big Ten that is not allowing Michigan to do the stuff that they had been doing up to this point.
And you say Northwestern stopped it, but they got Andrew Nicholson, who's 7'1". So I mean, and so they
He's
got,
not a very athletic 7.
But it
but they
doesn't
still
matter.
got dudes.
It's still big.
I got
It's just like the dude from Penn State last night.
why-
Like he's not that athletic, but
He looks like he
a
plays
big
here at the
dude.
MAC, quite frankly.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
that dude to me, when I saw him in person, number 14 for Penn State,
Yeah.
that defensively, that dude seemed like a problem. And I'm not like, and that was against Michigan State. He was big. He is big in person.
And long arms.
We saw the lumbering Washington guy when we were down that game together, beating on Michigan's two bigs. He had 16 at halftime.
Yep.
That guy's only 6'8", by the way. The
But,
that
but he
guy's
had
the
he
highest-
had great hips. I mean,
Yeah, great feet, great hands.
he leveraged.
Nice
those-
touch.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. Okay, I want to talk, since we're here in East Lansing, Michigan State. They're going to go to L.A. They got Minnehaha tonight, and then, which I think, Minnesota's improved tremendously.
Oh, that win against Michigan is just kind of
They beat Oregon at home. Okay, so I think they're going to win that game. But so they go to L.A. for USC UCLA, which Tom Izzo, if he wins both, he would be tying Bob Knight at the UCLA game. Jack Ebley, my friend, is fun. Most wins in the Big Ten. Okay, lifetime. How many? I had them at 17-3. Now I got them at 18-2. Worst case scenario in the Big Ten.
18.
Is that going? Is that just balling up and throwing in the towel?
18-2 in the conference.
Yeah.
Who you got them losing to? At Purdue?
No, Purdue's in East Lansing. At Illinois is one loss. One loss is at Illinois, and the other loss is going to be one of either Purdue at home or SC on the road or something.
So
Something
someone
quirky.
will sneak up. I
Something
don't see them
quirky.
going 19-1,
Something quirky.
undefeated in the
Something
Big Ten.
quirky.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
What do you see?
I don't
You got
know.
20-0?
I don't see them losing SC.
Well, who do you see them losing to?
I don't know the schedule. I can see them losing to Illinois. I would see them losing maybe to Illinois at Illinois. Hey man,
They got Indiana at home.
the refs
That's a
got-
big
The
W.
refs got a different whistle. If they're gonna let Michigan State play the way Izzo wants them to play,
Yep.
they're
Like
gonna be a problem. They're gonna be a
DJ
problem for
Carson.
everybody. They're gonna be a problem for everybody.
Yeah,
He lets
no,
him.
that's-
He lets him.
He
bang.
lets-
DJ Carson lets.
He lets people bang. So he's a perfect ref for Michigan State.
I'm okay with that. As long as if you got a team that bangs, if you got a team that's like not interested
All right,
or
so-
inclined to bang.
So here's Michigan State's schedule. They got Minnesota tonight. They got USC Saturday, UCLA Tuesday.
Those are 2 wins, you're saying?
Oregon back here
W.
next Saturday.
Yeah.
Indiana here
W.
at Illinois,
Loss.
home against Purdue,
W.
at Michigan,
Ooh.
W.
at
What
Maryland,
was the one after Purdue?
Michigan.
So Maryland could
And
be
then
that
Wisconsin at
other
home, Iowa, Michigan.
Where do they play Maryland?
in College Park. So
Yeah.
that's
They could lose to them.
that's the other one.
They could lose to them.
So
You
I
guys
there's-
don't have any faith in Michigan anymore. I
we're
don't know
talking
what's
about
going on.
Michigan State.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're talking about you said at Chrysler and you guys said loss
Against who?
against Michigan State.
Yeah.
But Maryland can clip them, but Michigan can't.
No, Michigan can definitely clip them. And
Michigan
Chrysler?
can beat Maryland at home.
No, Michigan beating Michigan
Michigan
State
State.
in Ann Arbor.
They can do it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just don't think it's. I'm
If
a
they limit their turnovers
percentage
and their
guy.
shots, they can do it.
I'm a percentage guys.
Yeah.
Are you
And
guys
you know,
Michigan fans, or are you guys? I mean,
We're-
what
but we're,
the hell are you guys? I'm like,
we're not
I got
fanboy. I mean, we
Michigan- I
look
got
at this with
Michigan.
realistic, and there's a former player right there. You look through it through a realistic lens. A realist, we talked about this last week. Optimist, pessimist, realist. He called himself a realist. He did. You did call yourself a realist. I tend to be more.
I agree that you're a realist, but I don't think TC thinks you're a realist.
I didn't.
He just, what he
I'm
just-
still
mischaracterized.
grasping my opinion on you. I'm molding it right now.
I'm not a fan.
You're not a fanboy, but you like you're a proud Michigan alum and you want them to win.
All games.
That's a fair statement. That's a fair statement.
Yeah.
We're all like this.
I don't think Michigan loses against Michigan State at home.
Well, I mean,
that's
you know,
what I'm saying.
you remember Beeline's team. Remember
If we played the Penn State game against Michigan State, they're gonna lose.
You remember the 2017? Michigan looked like shit against Ohio State. They got buried on a Saturday night.
Yeah, they did.
And you remember that game?
Talking about the national championship game?
No, the year before when they got to Kansas City and
Yeah, Sweet 16 or something.
yeah, Derek Walton missed that shot.
Yep.
It was a good team. Okay, they turned that around by beating Michigan. They then beat Michigan. They beat the living shit out of Michigan. They were up by 29 at halftime or something like that. It was
Well,
crazy.
we limped into the 89 that year. We limped into the tournament a little bit because Illinois had come in
89-73 final. I was there.
in 89 against Illinois.
Yeah,
They
senior day.
clowned. They clowned.
Yeah.
Senior day for Glenn Rice. Not a good day. Not a good day.
Hey man, we got to play some different ball. We're still
Okay,
we're-
what's Michigan's identity? I hate that term.
Oh God, who knows?
There you go.
So that means they're not good at anything.
It's evolved so much that we're not really good at anything. Like for the last 2 months, Jay and I've been saying like, give the ball to Danny Wolf coming down the stretch. Well, he's a turnover a minute. You know, when he gets a little bit of pressure.
You got it, brother.
You know, yes, he's good at making shots, but he tricked off 4 layups in a row last night against Penn State. Like,
And he turns the ball over.
and he turns the ball over. Like,
I love it.
What do you do? Like, who do you give it to? So Trey stepped up and took over last night.
0 turnovers.
Yeah.
Trey Donaldson.
And Michigan only had 9 turnovers for
against
the
a
game.
good defender.
If they can.
How about
keep it under-
18 turnovers by Penn State?
Yeah.
So Michigan.
Great
Michigan,
defender.
Michigan sped him up.
East Baldwin Jr. is a
Michigan,
problem.
yes, Michigan sped him up, forced some turnovers, and then they were outrunning with those
Penn State's
turnovers.
got some downhill dudes at number
Oh,
3.
yeah. Yes, they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Yes, they
I
do.
just think
So-
you guys aren't. Maybe CY is, but I don't know about. No. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I just don't think you guys are giving the credit to Penn State. I think Penn State's.
no,
a
I
good
mean,
team.
Penn State's a
Oh,
good
I
team.
think they're a
Penn
good
State's a
team. I
really
think
good
everybody
team.
every
But
Big
you guys
Ten.
keep saying like, well, if they play like they did against
Well,
Penn
because
State,
they're-
but
It's
No,
relative.
All these other teams that Michigan's going to be playing are better than
He's
Penn
talking about
State.
in relative terms.
Yeah, that's
I don't think that's true. I think Indiana's shit.
But
I think
it's
Indiana's
at
bad.
Assembly
But
Hall.
That doesn't matter. I don't think that team's bought into what Woodson's
They're
doing
still
now.
at assembly.
Yeah.
We
Okay,
played
I got
Penn State at
okay. I
three.
got one more. I got
What's Penn
one.
State's Big Ten record?
3-7 or something like that. Okay,
Yeah.
I got one more topic, and then I don't want to make this too long.
Do you want to talk about the Lions? About how I called
No,
that?
we're not going to talk about no. This is about Michigan basketball only.
Take Washington money. Take
Okay.
straight
Oh,
up.
that's a good call.
So, and this was addressed post game. This Michigan crowd, I was incredibly disappointed in, because I watched and I had some media guys like Tony Garcia down at Mackey and go, man, that's like freaking Ford Field indoors. I mean, it was crazy at Mackey, and Michigan's and Dusty talked about that. It helps on the defensive side. Okay, they didn't get into that game until there was like a $1:10 left in the freaking game, and I did that one clip at Trey 3.
Yep.
Why don't you do that shit the whole game when they need you? I mean, this has been
I can answer this.
since Dotman and I were in school, when there was 7,000 fans in there, and they had a Final Four team in Wayman Britt. It's basketball is to warm you up,
man.
waiting for spring football to happen.
The whole operation needs revamping. The PA guy, is that your boy? Or whether it's 3-point, whether it's 3
What do you want to bring Howard King, but put everybody to sleep?
If you go to Purdue,
Yeah.
and you go to Michigan State,
Yeah.
that stuff is choreographed.
Oh yeah, they've got
They're
like
not-
MCs on the court that are.
Well,
that
they
are
do. They have that at Michigan.
Yeah, but they're not bringing any energy. Like
No,
we were
they're
down there
not.
for that Washington game.
No,
like,
they
there was-
do the post game. They interview fans, long time.
Yeah.
This is a wine and cheese crowd, man. This is a snooze. I think in the Big Ten, I mean, you take the 4 West Coast team, I mean, Washington, I mean, let's take the original 14 or the relatively original 14. It's the worst arena for a home court advantage. There's no home court advantage.
They got the Maze Ray still on there with it.
Yeah, but they've done. But Dusty goes, and this is Dusty. He owned it. Well, I'll tell you how to fix that. Play better basketball.
Yeah.
So it's a show me. It's a
But
show me.
that's what he said 2 months ago too.
You saying the fans are being realists?
I'm saying the fans
They're not
need to.
being fans?
They're not. They need to boost their team.
They're just like we are. They're not being just.
They're
diehard
balling up.
fans
They're
where
going
it's just-
realists. They're
yeah.
not putting
Yeah.
the love
They're not
goggles
drinking-
on
they're not drinking the
and
Kool-Aid.
stick with their team.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it
team
is.
show us something good, we'll celebrate.
That's also,
Otherwise,
there'll be a different crowd when they play Penn State. I mean, Michigan State next week.
couple weeks.
21st.
Yeah.
Of
February.
Yeah.
And then the March 9th is the closer at Breslin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, but there'll be Michigan State fans in there.
Oh, yeah.
And that works
but the
out
Michigan-
good.
the
But that
Michigan
works
fans-
out good
yeah.
because the Michigan State fans end up pissing off Michigan fans. And then when Michigan comes back,
fired up.
they fire back.
Yep.
So,
And-
Not
That is
always.
such a- that is
I seem
like-
to remember that not happening.
well, I mean, not during his era,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
so you remember
Where's the first game? First game is at
Ann Arbor. Ann
First
Arbor.
game is in Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All
Hey
right.
man, they got to play better basketball.
They were-
They just got to keep taking care of the ball. That's,
Yep.
that's the biggest thing.
Take care of the basketball, box out.
Rebound and let's go.
Yeah. Okay, you
Yeah.
heard it. You heard it for number 45. Okay, guys, great job. Again, you guys are just unfreaking believable. And we'll see you next time down the blocks. Chris Young, Mark Dodson, Jeremy Norquist. All right.